Hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet Lakers. I'm Chris McGee, joined by Big Game, James Worthy, Robert Ory, and Mike Bresnahan. Mike Trudell is out in Palm Springs handling the post-game interviews. Preseason game number 1 in the books. Lakers fall to the Timberwolves in the desert. As far as preseason games go, this one was pretty entertaining. I thought it was a fun game. I thought the Lakers had a lot of bright spots, some positive spots as well as they fell to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Also competed really hard, James. I like that. No matter who was in there.
Look, it's first game. The coach has a lot to look at. Still a lot of scenarios to see, and that's what preseason games are all about. You want to see if players are able to follow instructions, kind of see how the mood goes with the team, if they're able to orchestrate, run plays. You're looking for certain things, but it's a preseason game, not to expect too much, but it was a hard-fought game, and the guys that were on the floor played hard.
Yeah, preseason game, the first game for a lot of guys is to, knock off the rust, get the nerves out, and then see how you adapt to situations that you're not familiar with. Think about it. You know what the play is when you're in practice, but if you don't know what other teams play, can you adjust mentally? Can you communicate to your other teammates? And I saw a lot of that. When you talk about the switching, which everybody does now, there was a lot of communication on the switching part, which was good, and that lets you know that the team likes one another and they know how to talk on defense.
It's pretty excited to see some of the guys either we haven't seen in a while, like a Max Christie, a Gabe Vincent, Jalen Hood-Schifino, and of course the new guys, Dalton Knecht and Bronny. And I think I would say Max Christie stood out the most to me. I mean, he didn't shoot the three well, 1 for 6 there. Everything else he did, he looked really comfortable on both offense and defense, guys. LeBron calling him fantastic a few days ago. I mean, we're starting to see why there's been hype around this guy for quite a few months now. I mean, he's been quietly working out a lot during the offseason, getting stronger. I love that right there. I mean, he could be a good defensive force on the perimeter for this team, which they're going to need, Geet. I mean, especially if Jared Vanderbilt is not ready to go on opening night. We'll see what happens there. This is a kid who the Lakers liked him. Remember, they gave him that 4-year contract, and they want him around. Now we see why.
Yeah, I kind of want to reiterate what you said, Brez. I was really happy to see Gabe Vincent healthy and playing basketball again. I'm going to get to Dalton Knecht in a little bit because I'm really excited about him, but I do want to start with Max Christie, so I'm glad you led us there. As Brez said, listen, this is a guy that the Lakers talked a lot about this summer. They gave him the contract. He kind of did it all in this game, a true two-way player. You saw what he could do on the defense end, that length, his ability to come from behind and block, his ability to get in front of guys on the perimeter. Also 11 points, 7 rebounds, a couple of blocks, steal, a couple of assists. Rob, loved what I saw from him.
Yeah, think about Max Christie. We've all seen that he had the athleticism. We've seen that he had the NBA body, but we want to see him put it together. And he hasn't quite put it together. And I don't know if it's because he hadn't had the minutes or because he hadn't matured, for the NBA game yet. But tonight, even though they didn't have, the starters out there, he looked comfortable. He looked like he knew exactly what he was doing. He shot the ball with confidence. He went to the rack with confidence. And that's what you want to see out of a guy going into his 3rd and 4th year. You want to see that maturation if you're going to be that guy that's not afraid of the moment. And right now, it looks like he's saying, you know what? I'm going to be that 6th man off the bench, and I want to show you that I deserve to be here, and I'm going to get these minutes.
I remember when he was a rookie. Remember, James, he's only 22 years old, coming into his 3rd year. I remember when he was a rookie, you didn't get to see him much, but you knew he was putting on a lot of weight in the weight room, and he was getting better, and people were talking about him. Last year, we saw signs of a guy that was taking a jump from year 1 to 2. He just couldn't get into the rotation. Some nights because of injuries, and he would do his job, and he would play well. He's only 21. Sorry. So this year, the expectations are that he is going to be a guy that impacts this team. And JJ talks about it, guys that are winning players. Max Christie seems to fit that bill.
One thing he had when he came here is he had a plan, and he was very patient with it. Under 21, couldn't get a drink when the guys went out for dinner. We teased him about that, but he had a plan, and he kept improving. And I think Geeter, he's at a point now where he's ready to show what he can do. And when you hear a player says, "All I want to do is make a difference on the defensive end," his offense comes automatically. He's a really good offensive player. He can get to the cup. That two-handed dunk, he can play bigger than what he really is. He's strong. So it's going to be a big uptake for him. It's going to see how Coach Reddick utilizes him because he's knocking at the door for playing time.
He is. And Brez, he understands the business of the NBA. When he sat with us, media day, we asked him about the contract he got. I mean, he'd never had this kind of money in his life, right? He's going to make $8 million a year for 4 years, $32 million. But he's also really young. This is not his last contract. And we asked him if it was motivating him to prove that the Lakers were right and offer him this. He said, yeah, it motivated him more than ever because he wants to show that their belief in him is warranted.
I believe it was Rob Pelinka mentioned this at his press conference about a week and a half ago. Players who sign big deals, and when they're young, it goes one of two ways. Either they're like excited and they want to prove their worth, or some guys, not a lot, not all certainly. Some guys are like, yeah, I made it big. I'm going to go to Cabo for a few weeks. I'm going to go around Europe with my family for a month, and that first season is not good for them off the new contract extension. Obviously, Max Christie did not go to Europe for a month with our friend Brad Turner. He instead was very much in that gym a lot during the offseason. Strength training, shooting. It's a little hard to practice defense during the offseason, but I really heard good things about him. And for Rob to say, obviously he is not going the wrong way with this new money. He is definitely playing really hard at a very early part of the season, Keith.
All right, let's get to my rookie, Dalton Knecht. Very excited with what I saw from Dalton. 16 points, 7 of 13. Rob broke him down, James, before the game, just that offense when he was at Tennessee and what we saw in the Summer League. He's got a bag, and he's not afraid of the moment. He's not afraid of his style, the way he quick release, high release. Pretty impressive.
And I don't know how you could pass on this kid because he's 23
Because he's old.
That might be the most stupid thing I've ever heard. I'm sure there's some science behind it. I'd love to hear about it, but I'm glad that we got him at 17, Gita, because he's a prototype NBA player, wingspan, and boy, can he shoot. When you say he's in the 1% of shooters from three, that's huge. And he does it with ease. He's not forcing it. Catch and shoot, great form. But here's what I do like about him. He can catch, pump fake, relocate, get to the rack. He knows when he's being overplayed. He knows when to go back door. Had a couple of nice plays like that tonight. High IQ for the game, and he's anxious. I think he just wants to play. A little older than most rookies, ready to prove. I think big upside if he gets in the game with LeBron and AD and the way they double and the way LeBron gets downhill and draws the defense to collapse. He's going to be out there knocking down some threes for sure.
Rob, it's kind of fun to see the athleticism as well. Combo that with how smooth he is technically with the ball in his hands and able to, what James said, do all those different things. It's when you put that together, he can be a player.
I think one of the things that you got to understand, the conference that you come from, SEC is one of those conferences where it's physical.
Yeah.
It's so physical like you get in the NBA. So he's NBA ready. So he knows how to control his body. He knows how to get to the rack. He knows what to do to get his shot off. And one of the things that I like to look at a lot of rookies when they play, how are they going to handle the moment? Each shot that he took, his form was his form. It wasn't off balance. It was nothing that was out of his nature. And for me, when you look at that, that lets you know he's ready, because you look at a lot of those guys tonight, they took shots, they shot air balls,
yeah.
They shot with their feet spread out, things that are fundamentally sound. And this guy is fundamentally ready. And that's one of the things that you got to understand about these guys when they come to the league. If they're fundamentally ready, no matter how athletic they are or how old they are, if they're fundamentally ready, they can play this game.
This form kind of reminds me of somebody that I know.
Huh? Brez?
You got
big shot.
Yeah.
You loved him early in the college season last year. You were talking about him, and then you were so excited when he started slipping.
Yeah,
17.
Yeah, because I think sometimes people can look at if you walk. This is like don't take this wrong. When you walk in the gym, it's like white men can't jump. You look at this guy, you're like, he's kind of scrawny. He's a country boy. You don't really know much about him, but the boy can find out play. He reminds me of Rex Chapman, one of those guys that can just come out and just score at will that people didn't really know about. And people are going to regret passing on this guy, because I really think, and I don't say this about many people, that this guy can play in this league for a long time.
So when you walk in the gym and you see Brez, you're like,
oh, hell no.
Hello, more about LeBron James and the NBA. Nothing goes unnoticed, especially when it comes to big stars and the mutual respect between them. Kobe Bryant and LeBron James are two of the greatest examples of this, sports icons who have always demonstrated mutual recognition. Kobe's legacy with the Lakers helped shape a new generation of fans, especially the younger ones, who grew up admiring the lasting impact that Bryant had on the franchise and on basketball history. For many, the emotional connection with the Lakers was built on Kobe's remarkable presence, which transcended the court and consolidated his cultural, sporting, and personal importance in the city of Los Angeles. LeBron, still in his time with the Miami Heat and the Cleveland Cavaliers, watched from afar how the Lakers treated Kobe Bryant in the final years of his career. The franchise showed exemplary care for the player, respecting his history and ensuring that his final years were marked by dignity and recognition. This treatment did not go unnoticed by LeBron, who began to develop a growing admiration for both the club and its fans. The way the Los Angeles team took care of its legends, combined with the affection shown by the fans, awakened in LeBron the desire to one day wear the colors of one of the biggest and most traditional franchises in the NBA, consolidated by 17 league titles. Ramona Shelburne, journalist for ESPN, commented on how LeBron's admiration for the Lakers was a decisive factor in his choice in 2018, when he became a free agent. Part of the reason James came to the Lakers as a free agent in 2018 was the standard of care they demonstrated during the final seasons of Bryant's career a decade ago. James enjoyed playing for an iconic franchise as much as he enjoyed how it treated its iconic players, said the journalist. In fact, LeBron had many other opportunities and offers from franchises interested in signing him, but the prestige of the Lakers, combined with the respect shown by Kobe, weighed heavily in his decision. The emotional impact, the possibility of being part of such a rich history, and the chance to further solidify his own legacy were preponderant factors in LeBron's choice. In terms of financial and audience impact, LeBron's arrival at the Lakers raised the franchise's profile. In just the first 2 years of his arrival, the Lakers recorded a significant increase in merchandise sales, and broadcast games saw an increase of more than 30% in viewership, according to Forbes. LeBron became the face of the Lakers' renewal, leading the team to its 17th title in 2020, in a season marked by challenges such as the COVID-19 pandemic. Furthermore, the impact of LeBron's arrival was also felt in the increase in sponsorships and in the value of ticket sales, reaffirming his role as one of the greatest figures not only in basketball, but in all of world sports. Now, a new phase of this story is about to come, with Bronny James, LeBron's son, poised to continue this legacy. If Bronny is drafted by the Lakers, he will be able to fulfill his dream of playing alongside his father, something that LeBron has already expressed as one of his greatest desires before retiring. Although it would be unfair to impose on Bronny the expectation of reaching his father's level, given that LeBron is a generational and unparalleled figure in the world of basketball, the simple fact of being able to write a new page in the history of the Lakers alongside his family promises to be something special. It's worth remembering that over the years, the NBA has been home to some of the most memorable family dynasties, including the Keys, the Waltons, and the Sabonis, and the potential story between LeBron and Bronny would certainly add another exciting chapter to that tradition. Regardless of how this narrative unfolds, one thing is certain: LeBron James' legacy with the Lakers, built on a foundation of respect for Kobe Bryant and solidified by his own talent, will continue to reverberate for generations. Thank you for watching. Leave your comment and like. A hug, and see you next time.